Here we have a fit, fast lady who is pushing off the blocks, and we notice her right foot is kicking out with her right knee is pointing towards the camera. That right hip possibly could have some imbalance between her abductors and adductors. Hopefully she doesn't have a problem with her spine that's impinging on a nerve, not giving enough feedback to that right hip to be firing off in a timely fashion. Uh, so the question is, how long has she been running like this? Was it all through high school, or is it just now developing? It's a shame that she's entering in a big-time Division I program, probably, and is having to compete, leaving energy leakage into her racing. Alright, so here we've got a runner who's swinging his right arm fairly back, hand going way much farther than his elbow, which he's having to compensate to balance with his left hip, pushing that left knee out. It's interesting how his left foot is still staying in line parallel with the other foot and the lane line there, but that left knee is really rotated out, creating a bow down into the tibia and fibula. I'm sure he probably can have some gastroc issues behind that knee, as well as an IT band issue along that lateral leg on his left side. His talus juncture would probably be pretty much congested on a daily basis too. Okay, next we've got a young fella getting smoked climbing this hill. Part of the reason possibly is because his left hip drops down dramatically, forcing that femur to crunch that midline of the body. Puts a lot of stress into that right leg as well, so we could see left hip and low back issue, but also a lot of extra stress going into that right leg, just because of that angle forced from the left hip dropping down, much like a Trumlenberg test. So questions to coaches is, you have two athletes very similar, being able to hold paces and so forth, but which one would you recruit? Hopefully you would suggest the kid in the lead here has more of a balanced approach with his running. Okay, here we've got an older gentleman with extreme lateral rotation of that left foot in that knee. Thankfully he's got all kinds of muscle strength where he can hold that, but that's not going to last forever. It's very risky. Hopefully this race isn't very long. If he's a marathon runner or ultra runner, he's going to have to keep that strength up to overcome a knee problem, as well as probably an Achilles issues down the road. So hopefully this isn't a long race, but anyway, we can see that that is setting the stage for all sorts of things in the lower extremity. Okay, here we can say that this guy's certainly got a excessive heel strike with the right foot crossing over the midline as well. So we've got some hip issues. His knee is probably going to take an impact sooner or later. Hopefully he doesn't have a flat pogo stick like lumbar spine, to where that has to take a lot of shock. Years of running like that, we can expect a lumbar disc issue down the road. Here we've got some wonderful fast ladies. Let's focus on the upper body here. We can see the girls in the middle have pretty darn good angle of how they hold their arms. Even the girl behind that we can't see, even the girl in the white tank top in the back, she's driving her arms very well. The girl way to our left on the screen, however, is really opened up on the sides to her right, and it's almost like she can use those as weapons when she's running. But those girls in the middle are very efficient. That is what you're trying to look for, and so therefore their body is working well together all the way through her gait, their gait. Here we've got a great image of a body that is in symmetry. We still see just a little ASIS on the left side, a little bit lower, but this is what you're looking for. Even though her hands are on her hips, but we got even shoulders, even head carriage, ribs are lined up, the pelvis is almost perfect, knees are lined up. If you're a coach in your assessment, these are the things you're looking for, and to recruit athletes. And if you're doing corrections, this is the goal, to end up looking like. So athletes can measure their assessments standing in front of a mirror, seeing themselves. Also, athletic trainers and coaches can learn how to do that to where they can see the imbalances. Okay, here we've got a great picture of a girl who just uses everything in harmony. It looks like she's pushing off well, knees in line with the ASIS, the elbows and arm carriage is driving back and coming forward and not over swinging. This is so ideal. If you can find athletes like this, or correct athletes to this this type of form, you're spot on.